Well, okay. We're trying this again. Let's see here. Broadcasting. Looks okay. That's weird. I don't want the audio on the iPad. Well, hello. Good to see you. That's bizarre. How do I get this layout? Present. Share screen. Entire screen. All right. Whoa. All right. Looks like we're live. Huh. I'm trying a new thing, people. I'm just a, glutton for punishment here. So I'm trying a brand new streaming platform here. Yesterday I was using Restream. Now I'm trying StreamYard. And one of the things I like about StreamYard is that in theory I can control it from my iPad. In practice, however, I can't get it to shut up. I hear echo, even though it's muted and everything. Huh. Let's see here. How are you? How's everybody? How's my little clique of awesome people? If you say something, that would be a great chance for me to see whether comments work correctly in this thing. Can you hear me now? Awkward. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, I fixed it, I think. Fingers crossed. Yes. But okay, so the issue is that I'm hearing this on the iPad. Okay, how to disable sound from StreamYard on iPad? Like, I don't want to hear myself. Huh. Like, I just want to mute, because I want to see the comments here in the chat, but I don't want to hear my own audio. So what if I did this? iPad microphone. general front camera audio. Test, test, test. Can you hear me now? What about now? Yeah, it's really annoying. It's actually like echoing everything I say on the iPad as I say it. Hi, thanks for joining. Yeah, I'm just setting up my StreamYard, and so far it's been okay. What I was saying was, so you missed it. I was talking about something. Yeah, so I'm streaming today, right now, live on LinkedIn, which is a first for me, on Twitch, and on my preferred go-to destination for the moment, YouTube. And LinkedIn, I was saying, or as I was saying, but I was muted. LinkedIn is apparently pretty popular. Apparently I have a lot of people that are connected with me on LinkedIn, but I don't know that, right? I don't check LinkedIn. I'm really bad at this. Yeah, can you hear an echo? Wait, what if I just did this? Can you hear me now? Yes, you can. That's not good. There. There's no way you hear me now. That's for sure. Yeah, goody. But I can't manage the chat that way. That's a bit of a bummer. How can I get the chat on my iPad without hearing it, right? It's like so annoying. Yeah, I can see the chat here, right? Which is good. Good to see you all. But like, I don't want that sound. I don't want to hear myself on the iPad. Oh, is there an App Store installment for StreamYard? StreamYard. Nothing. Okay, let's just try this again. Yeah, I'll log into StreamYard again on my iPad. So tedious. Okay. So I don't want to. I just want to see the chat, right? View on. So enter Studio. Okay, wait a minute. I might have a hack here. Can you hear me now? Yes. Oh God. Yes. Okay, good. There we go. I'm logged in. I can see everything. Can you hear me? Test, test, test. Okay. Somebody on Twitch can hear me. That's good. I appreciate it. Okay. What about everybody else? Can you all hear me? Like, I had to log in order to be able to see the chat. I had to log in on my iPad and disable, the mic, even though it's muted. For some reason, it still gives me the echo. So I just logged in without giving the browser itself the permissions for microphone and camera. So my iPad is just it's a black box. It sees nothing and hears nothing. It does nothing. But if you can hear me, then I think we've solved the problem. I'm streaming from here. You can hear me, but I can see the chat over there, which is it's good. It's good. All right, my friends. Let's this is kind of cool. I'm getting this all set up. Can you see my screen? Let me see here. Make that bigger. Yeah, that's okay, right? Okay, good. Thank you. Hey, Sergey, how you doing, my friend? Yeah. So what I was saying was, I'm streaming on LinkedIn, this is the first time I've ever done that. I didn't even know that was a thing. Apparently, I have a lot of connections there. But again, what is that old joke about? Like, the definition of like of infidelity in a marriage. You can look, but you can't touch, right? When it comes to jobs, I don't even look. I have no reason to go into LinkedIn and look for a job. I suppose it's useful insofar as it's how people maintain a professional relationship or network. I just haven't really tended that particular garden. And so for me, the fact that there's actually people on LinkedIn that's cool. That's magic. I should really pay more attention to that. And especially now with Twitter kind of imploding. So we'll see if this works. And apparently apparently you can stream on Twitter. I'd have to pay even more per month to stream on Twitter, but I have a decent following of folks on Twitter as well. Although if I'm honest, I would prefer to consult, like if I could wave my magic wand and I could get all of you to join me on just YouTube, that'd be great. But I'll take whatever I can get. It's just fun to have the company. So for those of you who've been following along this last few days, this week, I've been building out coffeesoftware.com, right? Which is just oh, look at that. It worked. It's just a website that keeps track of all the videos and all that stuff. And so I built out a Spring Boot application that responds to webhooks, basically something called web sub, from the YouTube data API. So whenever there's a new video on my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/@coffeesoftware, whenever there's a new video, that sends a notification to this API using webhooks, which then uses the YouTube data API to pull down all the data and update it. I do a bunch of upserts into a database. And then what else happens? It updates this video JSON. And we also, in the last few days, we built this little CSS JavaScript page. It's nothing. It's just a static site on GitHub Pages, and that in turn uses JavaScript, which is, we all make mistakes. And then that in turn talks to the API, which is deployed in Kubernetes. So we did all that this last week, and then just this morning off stream, I integrated Twitter integration. So basically, that video. I mean, in theory. Let's code. Let's see, Spring Batch. Yeah, see, it automatically tweeted that when that video appeared on YouTube, it automatically tweeted out that for me, right? I think it did. Where's the? Is there any information about like? Did I do this manually or was that my bot? Well, it should be. Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure that's the bot. I don't remember tweeting it, but basically that whole pipeline now is kind of like it works. And if I make a video, if I change the description of the video on YouTube, then it'll automatically update this, and so on. Okay, so it won't re-promote it, right? The same video ID doesn't get promoted more than once, even if you've changed it. But it does. It's nice. It's a clean little pipeline. So now all I gotta do is dump videos on YouTube, and everything else gets sort of taken care of. So today, friends, I don't have all that much time. I actually have to bounce in like less than an hour, actually, because I have a doctor's appointment. So I figured we'd spend some time and explore Spring Batch. Now, the reason I want to do this is because I just want to kind of like get a feel for what the latest and greatest looks like. So here's my notes on Spring Batch. I love Spring Batch. I don't know how many of you have used Spring Batch. And my goal is we're just going to explore stuff, right? Every day I'll try and explore something fun, and I'll use that to just update my knowledge and kind of explore the gaps. And Spring Batch is one of those things where it's just intrinsically useful. No matter how hard I try, I can't find a situation where it doesn't benefit me to use it. And we were talking about it the other day, and we talked about how they nerfed some things going from Spring Boot 2.0 to Spring Boot 3.0, which, in turn the integration for Spring Batch changed. And yeah, some things changed. So let's talk about that. I wanted to talk about those things as well. So Batch, let's see, Batch, GraalVM. Postgres, jdbc, and what else? What else do we need right now? We might get into Spring Cloud Stream. So let's. Well, we don't have time for that. We've got like 35 minutes left, ish. So let's just see what we can get done with this, because I love Spring Batch, and I think I might have to pick up the stream later. Let's see, downloads. I'm going to see my doctor. Actually, I just got over COVID, but ever since I had COVID, I've been feeling lightheaded. So I don't know. Seems weird. Maybe it's an ear infection or something. I don't know. I feel fine. That's the weird thing. I feel fine, except that I feel lightheaded, like a slightly aloof. COVID's gone. I took the medicine, the Paxlovid. Really good stuff. Can you see that font? Yeah. Okay. Good. There it is. Fantastic. Yeah. Let's see. What do I want to do? Okay. Good. So first things first. What happens if you just run this? Run the application as it exists out of the box. It broke, right? So I need a database. So we create a file. I'm going to use Docker Compose here. So I actually happen to have a Postgres thing. So I'll copy that here to batch, cd batch, Docker Compose. Wait, no, Emacs, Docker Compose up, and okay. And Docker Compose up. Hi. Yeah, I should post it on. Yeah, it's long COVID. For sure. Yeah, I even had this before. I had COVID in 2021, and I had this dizziness, right? This slight lightheadedness, and it's not like I'm gonna faint or anything, but I do feel a little bit less than certain in my footing, and yeah, so and I thought that was just because I had a fever, back then, but now I have no fever. I'm fine. I took the Paxlovid, which is, at least for me, it worked wonders, and I was testing negative 3 days after I was sick, whereas the first time when I had COVID, it took me a month and a half to test negative, right? Paxlovid changes the equation, so I feel great. I don't have any of the symptoms. I wouldn't even know that I had COVID, except for the fact that I feel still dizzy. So listening. Okay, so PC, and as for Twitter, yeah, I should do this on Twitter, right? Like, that's what I'm thinking. But I'm just, I can only stream to 3 destinations at once right now with my current account. So if this works, and it seems like it could work right now, I'm seeing all of your chat messages, and I'm able to stream, and I figured out how to look at the comments on this. If I can do that successfully, as we just proved that I can, then I think I might just enable the more expensive account, and that way I can stream to 4 destinations. But yeah, totally, you're right. Okay, so PG password equals Postgres, PSQL U Postgres H localhost Postgres. Okay, so I've got nothing in there, right? It's an NP database, and I want to connect to that database. So first things first, jdbc username, SQL, data source, password is Postgres, username, Postgres, URL is jdbc, jdbc colon Postgres, localhost Postgres. That's the schema name. That can work. I might have to initialize the schema, right? I might have to do that. Does that do it automatically for embedded? Batch enable, batch jdbc initialize schema always. Okay. So by default, Spring Boot auto config will. Oh, do I not have a jdbc driver? Whoops. Postgres. No, I do. Why don't I? Oh, let's see here. There it is, Postgres. Okay, what's the apps? Reload. Okay, restart. Okay, there you go. Yeah, so I had the wrong. Hi, Jonathan. And yeah, you're. This is great. I can actually see chat from all three sources in just one little streaming thing. Can you all see each other? That's what I wonder about. Like, okay, I'm gonna, forgive me if this gets a little meta, but if I go to my own YouTube channel, your channel, okay, live, and can I see the comments? Streaming. Oh, here. Wait. Yeah. YouTube, Twitch, and LinkedIn. Yeah, so you can't see each other necessarily, but I mean you can see each other within a particular channel, like a thing, right? That's cool. That is really cool. I mean, this is neat. That makes the conversation that much more lively. Okay, you got me, StreamYard. I'm gonna do it. Like, I'm gonna upgrade. Let's see if we can. I wonder if I can do this retroactively while I'm like streaming. If you can join me, friends, you should join me on YouTube. Obviously, that's where I'm hoping people will join me. But might as well expand my reach. Okay, so broadcasts, team settings. I'm streaming at 720p because it costs more money to stream at 1080p, but I'm about to pay more money anyway, so I wonder if I can fix that. Add more. No, free. How do I upgrade? Feels like that should be front and center, right? Like, delete account. No, I just set it up. Billing. Change plan. I'm on the basic plan. My daughter would have a field day with that. So basic. Let's see. Full 1080p plus 4 multi-stream, 8 destinations. Yes, please. Okay. Okay. Return to dashboard. Wait, so now can I add another destination to this thing? Wait. Like, I'm already streaming. Can I add Twitter? Wait, I've already got it going here. I don't think I can, right? I think I need to. Oh, maybe I can. Yes. Save changes. Did that work? I don't even know. Twitter. Starbucks, man. Yo! There it is. That is neat. That's cool. Consider me sold. Yeah, that's a fantastic. Neato. Well done. Okay. So they. Actually, yeah. So wait, can I do the 1080p retroactively while I'm streaming? Can I do that? That's a question. How do I do that? How do I? Well, yeah, I'm on. I don't know. Can I? I don't know how to change it while I'm streaming to use 1080p. I would like to imagine that it'll just do that automatically, but settings at the bottom. Yes. Okay. Good. Yes. Camera resolution is 480p. Is that it? High definition 720p. Now you can see every little freckle and pimple. Okay. Good. Oh, it's frozen. So, so it looks like I can set it here, but it's grayed out for the moment. So I think I might have to stop the broadcast or whatever. Ooh, That's a bummer. Well, if it's okay, I'll do it next time. I'll set up 1080p next time. I don't want to like lose the flow here, and we're running so short on time already. I'm just I want to like get something done here. But can you see the font? If I make the font larger still, font, font, current editor is 2030. Yeah, no man page for user interfaces. That's a bummer. Okay, so there we go. So I created a SQL connection. You can see it's actually talking to Postgres. And it started up. Did it initialize anything? Yes, it did. Look at that. So Spring Batch, my shirt is awesome. Come on. What do you, is that a, what's the X? Yeah, I should have started early. So I was planning on streaming from like 11 a.m. But then I thought, okay, I'm just going to integrate the Twitter promotion, into the Coffee Software API, which is now basically functionally complete. I can call that done and move on with my life. But I thought I'll do that. It'll be easy. I've even got a library that I use to do Twitter. So like all I got to do is link it and then pull it in. But that set off a whole chain of nonsense. The first obstacle was, hey, I'm on Gradle now, and I need to figure out how to link to my custom artifact repository. Remember, I'm learning Gradle this year. This is going to be the year of the Gradle, right? Year of Gradle in the build. So I've been actively looking for reasons to use it. And the two things I haven't really screwed around with are resolving custom artifact repositories, and then also publishing to Maven Central with Gradle. I don't know how to do that. I know how to do it with Maven, right? I have a whole recipe that works. It's horrific, but it does work. So that was kind of an adventure because it wasn't as clear as I thought it'd be. I thought I could just log into Artifactory and click set me up and it would just be done. But not so much. It turns out that's actually a really painful way to do nothing. So I avoid that, and I found a way to finally pull down this dependency. But then the dependency itself requires another layer of pain, which is connectivity information, credentials, right? So then there's this whole dance with, I got to set up the environment variables. First I have to create the account for this particular connection. Then I have to register it in GitHub Actions as a secret. Then I have to make sure that GitHub action shows up in the environment of the CI environment. And then I use that to create a secret, which I then use to create the Kubernetes secret, which I then have to bind to my application. So in effect, I'm pushing a string value from like 4 different places, and I have to make sure they all synchronize. And there's like 10 of them that I had to sort out this morning. So it just ended up being this like tedious update config, git push, wait for it to build, fail, try again, reset. Isn't that always the way? It's always just the simple, stupid stuff that takes time. So anyway, I'll try and do it earlier. Maybe I'll stream tomorrow. Why not? It's not like I'm gonna go on a roller coaster. Like I said, I'm dizzy. So might as well stream. Let's see. Clear. Where's all this stuff? Update GitHub Copilot plugin. Wow, Copilot is amazing. Have you tried that all? Don't do it. It's so depressing. Like you won't believe just how much. Because I don't feel like I'm an ineffective programmer. Quite the contrary, right? But nonetheless, when you sit there with GitHub Copilot, it's really good. It's amazing. Okay, so we've got the Spring Batch schema. In Spring Batch, you have a job, right? So like we go here, and you create a job like this, and a job. In turn, I need to use a job builder. So you say job builder start, and then so I need to, let's say null for now. Compiler happy. What did you do here? Oh, it's a step null. Okay. Build. Good. So there's this, right? And I want to create some steps. And the way you create a step is to use the step builder factory. So if you have a very simple job like this, step builder step builder. And by the way, in 2.0, this would have been a step builder factory, which you would have injected. But now it's just a step builder, very convenient. Let's see, could not autowire. That might be true. Let's see if that's true. I don't think that's true. So the simplest, yikes. Okay, I gotta go in 15 minutes. Spring Batch is great for sequential data access. Set alarm for 15 minutes. It's great for sequential data access. It's great for any kind of data-centric operation. And I was thinking about that a lot with the code that I wrote for that Coffee Software API, right? You use Spring Batch to pull together large amounts of sequential data, and it could be SQL. That's a natural place, but it could also be CSV files or even data coming from a Kafka queue. Anything where you have large amounts of data and you want to process it in chunks. So imagine you've got some sort of nightly report that needs to be produced, and there's 10 million lines of data that you need to process. Well, you can do 100,000 rows at a time, or 10,000 rows, or even just 1,000 rows at a time, and commit to your database. But if one of them should fail, what does that mean? What if you get to what if you've got 1 million rows you've got to process, and you get to row 999,000, and you've just got one more 1,000 to go, and you're at 1 million. But then something goes wrong, an exception happens, and it throws an exception. Do you roll back the entire transaction, like all 1 million rows, or can you even keep a transaction open long enough to do that reliably, right? Like, dealing with large amounts of data changes how you think about data processing. It's not the same as just a regular data pipeline, right? And it's not to say that my YouTube channel is going to ever have enough videos. Even the best channels don't have 1 million videos. That'd be crazy. But nonetheless, it just got me to thinking about, okay, well, what does it look like dealing with large amounts of data? And so yeah, Spring Batch is great for that kind of stuff. Spring Batch is great when you have large amounts of data and you need a way to process it all and to build in support for recovery. Like, what happens when one chunk of the work fails? So let's just start with a hello world, just to make sure we're on the right track here, right? So I'm going to create a tasklet. Let's see. Tasklet. Let's see, what is this? Start. Requires a step. So step builder.tasklet. Okay, it takes a transaction manager. So platform transaction manager. New tasklet tx var step. And that'll be a object of tasklet step builder. So I want to build, and then it'll give me a tasklet step, which is basically a step. So if I can assign it to that, you can see. And all I'm going to do here is repeat status is finished, log hello world. All right, so pretty simple. Replace it with lambda, and there's my step. Okay, pretty trivial. Let's just see what happens. Job builder. Oh, maybe that did change. So job builder, I need to do that myself now. Job builder factory, so something like that. Or is it a static method? I mean, I'm so glad we're exploring it now. So job builder dot job builder. Let's see. Oh, is it new? Do I create one manually? Kind of makes sense, I guess. New job builder, name, and job repository. So let's see. Actually, that's a good point. So let's Spring Batch documentation. Like, things have changed. I'm not inserting templates, but templates. I'm just writing code, but I do. It's all opt command L for formatting, and that's just my natural, reflexes to hit that all the time. Okay, let's see what the simplest sample using Spring Batch looks like. Actually, you know what? If you have questions on what a project use case is, a typical like hello world, they have samples in the Spring Boot project. So Spring Boot tests, system tests, maybe? I don't know. They change it every now and then. Image test, deployment tests. Let's see. Boot. Sorry, batch. Let's see. Spring Boot starter batch. Sample batch application tests. Okay. Oh, smoke tests. So Spring Boot tests, Spring Boot smoke tests, Spring Boot smoke test batch. So that's what we're looking for here. And Java job repository. Okay, so you use the job builder, pass in the job repository, create the step, and then step. So let's just take a look at all that. Ready. All right. Cool. So that's a little different from before. But I like it. I like it a lot, actually. And so let me hello world. All right. So the flow is basically okay. You create the job. The job has a step. The step is being defined as a separate bean in this case. And then the step in turn can do one of two things. Either it can have a tasklet, which is just basically a little callback, like a runnable. And the tasklet has an output variable, a state that tells it whether to continue trying the state or whether it should be done. So it's continuable or if it's finished. And that's the most common simple one. So let's just try running that and see if that works. Did that work? Hello world. There you go. So you can see it ran that one job. Now what happens if I run it again? Did it run it again? Right, exactly. So I don't think it ran it again because we ran it already and it's successfully completed, right? So completed with the following parameters, job. Do I not have hello world? Yeah, so no action to execute. There you go. Step already complete or not restartable. So that's good. So, okay, hold on 1 second. So basically Spring Batch has this metadata table, right? And so it keeps track of all your jobs. So you don't want the same job to run multiple times, right? You want like to guarantee that it runs at most once, that kind of thing. So by default, it takes job parameters and that helps you to distinguish which run of the job is happening. So here I've got a job. The job has steps and the one step has a tasklet in this case. But I can run this job multiple times. So it's kind of different than a normal Spring thing in that this is a singleton, but it's expected that you're going to define the singleton here, but then run it multiple times. And when that happens, you can either use the same stateless singleton beans, or you can make the beans step scoped, right? And if this happens, then this bean gets recreated each time you use it in a new job run. So you might run the job every night. You might have a Java application that starts up and it runs every night at midnight and it generates a report. And each time it runs, it has to have new versions of the bean because maybe there's some new initialization that needs to happen. Most of the time, you don't have to do that, but you might. Okay, so the question then is, this ran, right, job, and I can see that it ran here, batch job execution. So select all from this, right? All steps already completed or no steps configured for this job. So which one? No, this is the second run. It recorded the fact that it ran, but there's nothing in there to run, right? So it's a no op. But this one says completed. This is the first run of that job. And the job, let's see here. The job instance ID, you can select that. So select all from batch job instance. You can see there's the job key, and that job key in turn is based on the job parameters. So Spring Boot automatically runs this for you, right? The default job in the application context. In the Spring Boot world, it's thought that you won't have more than a few jobs per JVM application. So you could use something like Spring Cloud Task to run multiple JVMs, multiple tasks, right, with batch jobs in them. But you could control that yourself, right? So I can say batch job enabled equals false. And now if I run this, right? Now if I run this, nothing happens. Spring Batch doesn't kick up. It doesn't try and run the job. If I go here to the first one, batch job execution, you can see it still says 2 rows, not 3, right? So now it's up to me to run this thing myself. And I can do that by creating a runner. And I use the job launcher. I inject a reference to my job. Okay, job launcher dot run, pass in the job, and here I can specify new job parameters. Okay, and these job parameters, let's see, they are the keys and values that make a unique key that distinguishes a run of the job from another. So I can have a key here, add job parameter, add a string, whatever, uuid.random.toString, right? That kind of thing. And then 2 job parameters, right? Oops. Add string, yeah. What's the issue here? Add string. Oh, it's a key. Okay, so uuid, yeah, there you go. Here's my manual run, right? So if I extract this out like so, job parameters, var, etc. So place with lambda, and then I get this, and that gives me a job execution. Yeah. So, and then I can use that to interrogate it. I can say, hey, give me your exit status, give me the execution ID if I want to look it up. I can do all that, and so on. So run dot job ID, job instance, get the instance ID, var instance ID, and just instance ID, right? There you go. So now it's guaranteed to be unique. You can see it gave me an instance ID equals 2, and you can see that it actually ran the job again with a unique parameter, right? So there it is again, instance ID, hello world. Now I can take advantage. I can actually inject these job parameters in my beans, but in order to do that, I need them to be renewed each time, right? So I can inject them through a spell expression, right? So job parameters uuid, like that. String uuid. The uuid is, let's see here. Let's see. uuid is this, right? So ends in 991. Run it again. And here it is, a different uuid. So this bean gets recreated every time there's a new run of the job, right? So my friends, that's been a very, very quick look at Spring Batch. We didn't even get a chance to go through steps, the actual like input readers, item readers, item processors, and item writers. We'll have to try this again soon. I was just really keen on getting some time in and trying this out and trying out the new streaming software. If you can join me later, great. If not, have a great weekend. I appreciate you, but I gotta get to the doctor's office. So with that, my friends, let's call it a day, okay? Thank you so much. Bye.